Our area this morning, many of our communities are in the process of cleaning up as now more rain comes, and 2 area schools team up to offer a brand new educational opportunity. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, storm damage across parts of the area has residents cleaning up and power crews working overtime. Plus, repairs complete at Pittsburgh's wastewater facility following pipe failure that threatened some local waterways. And a couple of area colleges team up to create a new path to success for agriculture students in Southwest Missouri.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Just what we don't need, more rain. It's falling tonight on a saturated 4-state area, posing the threat of flooding in the days ahead. That's as communities are already dealing with previous damage from wind and hail. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The question now is, how much more rain can we expect? Let's go straight to Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Well, quick answer is a lot. If you want specific numbers, it depends on where you live. Let's go mainly north of I-44. We're talking a half an inch to an inch, but again, the ground is very saturated. This is going to be over the next 2 days. And then Joplin south, then you get into those serious numbers. We're talking 2, 3, 4, an additional 5 inches in some spots, especially our southern counties. So yes, that's why we have that flash flooding threat. Of course, severe weather during the morning hours in the metro. We have very large hail, upwards of golf ball size hail, did a lot of damage across the region. Then mainly wind damage and tornadic activity from Neosho, especially over toward Monett and Springfield. We aren't going to see severe weather like that as we go through tonight, which is very good news. But look at all the rain we've seen today. A lot of areas, 1, 2, 3, 4 inches of rain. We've had a lot of rain dating all the way back to about Easter as well. Flood watch in effect across the region due to those high amounts of rain. More storms heading in. We're going to talk about it here in a bit.
All right, we'll catch you then. Residents in Newton County, Missouri have already begun their recovery efforts following this morning's storms. Across the area, there were fallen power lines, uprooted trees, downed limbs. Homes and businesses were also impacted with many roofs damaged and structures like sheds and barns, in some cases like this, torn apart. Many residents report power outages as well. Newton County Emergency Management says damaged areas are mostly from west of Neosho to Fairview, Stark City, and Newtonia.
The whole barn is gone. I mean, obviously the roof, it peeled everything back, blew it out. The rest is limbs, branches, that kind of thing. But our whole front yard, which of course we've been working on cleaning, was covered in all this debris.
We're checking on several homes within the area. Got some reports of people being trapped in their homes. Thankfully, all those were able to get out and we're okay. We did have one minor injury that was reported to us. It was south of Neosho, and they were transported to a local hospital.
The Neosho Fire Department received 28 calls for service during the first 3 hours following the storm. The NFD responded with 22 personnel alongside 4 from the Seneca Fire Protection District and 8 from the Joplin Fire Department. Tonight, much of Monett, Missouri is in recovery mode from this morning's powerful storms. Adam Woodbury talked to homeowners who are glad it wasn't worse.
It can be rebuilt. Nothing can't be replaced.
People in Monett surveying the damage and cleaning up after a powerful storm rolled through Tuesday morning.
I was at home in my shelter about 2 miles south of here. So yeah, it was quite the storm. You could see the wind just swirl in different directions.
Ken Madison opened this storage unit on the west side of town about 3 years ago. What was once a brand new facility, now a pile of debris. He said he found out what happened about 10 minutes after the storm hit. Now he's here helping his renters recover what they can.
Yeah, some of the little personal stuff that they keep in there, they come and got. I'd called everybody and told them I'd help them get their stuff out, so they're here one at a time.
In other parts of town, the chainsaws are out cutting up trees that have fallen over. This one suspended by the power lines.
We had gotten a phone call from a friend saying there was a tornado coming. I checked radar scope on my phone. It showed the tornado in Neosho. And so we were preparing to go to the shelter. And then the storm came.
Stephen Bergeron said much of the damage to his property happened before he even left to go to the storm shelter. The tree on top of his house isn't even his. It belongs to his neighbor.
By the time we got in the car to go, this had all happened. I was in the house, I heard a really loud bang, which must have been this, and a crack, which probably was that.
And as he and his neighbors wait for the power to come back on, the cleanup continues, but he's grateful that he and others are safe.
God was very gracious to us, and we were praying, and we got to the shelter okay, we got back okay, but we have this to deal with now, and it's a matter of time, that's all.
So far, there have not been any reports of injuries in Monett. Storm damage in Miami, Oklahoma left trees, power lines, and power poles down all across the city. The front door and window of Shoe Sensation were damaged during the weather event. Crews continue working to clear debris and restore power. Residents are urged to use caution around damaged areas until cleanup is complete. Severe flooding caused major issues in Pittsburgh today, stranding some motorists and uprooting trees. One tree fell on a home as heavy rain swept through the area. First responders worked to assist drivers and address damage all across the city. A wastewater treatment plant in Pittsburgh is back to normal operations. The city of Pittsburgh notified the Kansas Department of Health and Environment that a failed inlet pipe has been replaced. We reported last week the plant had experienced operational problems due to an underground pipe failure. That failure led to concerns about elevated levels of E. coli in Cow Creek. A couple of area schools have teamed up for an educational opportunity. At an event today, Missouri Southern and Crowder College formalized the 2+2 pathway for students pursuing a degree in agriculture business. Yeah, let's give that an applause. It'll allow students to complete 2 years of Crowder, followed by 2 years of Missouri Southern to earn a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture Business.
We at Crowder, we start engaging with students as young as junior high in many of the federal programs that we have. We partner strong with area high schools within career and technical education and in their ag programs, and then we've had our ag program at Crowder College for decades. We have several hundred acres for farms, and so this provides us more local opportunity for students to transfer to continue that career pathway into agriculture.
Today's event took place on the campus of MSSU. A celebration of life and legacy as local hospitals honor organ donors who've made the ultimate gift. That story's coming up. And a local car dealership continues its decade-long commitment against child abuse with a special donation. Details ahead. April is Donate Life Month, and tonight a group of medical organizations joined forces to honor those who've given the gift of life. The dinner celebration in Joplin started with a prayer and a donor memorial presentation. There are more than 100,000 men, women, and children on the national transplant waiting list. According to organdonor.gov, every day 17 people die waiting for an organ transplant. Tonight's event celebrated the lives of loved ones who chose to make a difference.
You know, letting all the healthcare workers know that, we appreciated them. I think when the time was happening, I was so numb that I really didn't get the chance to appreciate, everybody that was involved in making, it happen. So just thanking everybody that was there for me and supported and made the process go much smoother.
Mercy Hospital hosted tonight's dinner celebration, while Freeman Health System, Saving Sight, and Midwest Transplant Network also joined that ceremony. Roper Kia hosts its annual check presentation for the Children's Center. The donation, part of Child Abuse Awareness Month, marks over a decade of partnership between the two organizations. Roper Kia owner Jack Frost says his dealership is committed to supporting the center's critical work.
The goal kind of moves every year, and we've done different things over different years. So really it was just a portion of each vehicle sold, set it aside to be able to donate to help.
Oh, a huge thank you. They have been such great supporters of the Children's Center, and we value the relationship we have with them. Thank you, Roper Kia.
Again, Frost says a portion of every vehicle sold was set aside to help make today's $3,500 donation to the Children's Center. Frank Fletcher Subaru donated more than $30,000 to Ronald McDonald House Charities of the Four States during a check presentation today. That donation comes from the 2024 Subaru Share the Love event. which allows customers to direct contributions with each vehicle purchase. The Joplin dealership also added funds through employee donations, bringing their 11-year total to more than $200,000.
It's the highest purpose we have as human beings, is to give back to others in need. And we have the opportunity to do that every month and then once a year in a big check. But just being able to do that every day, it's the reason you should be waking up. It's exciting for us.
That money will support local programs that provide lodging and other support to families with seriously ill children. A British man has turned his love for gin into a spirited mission to save the world's whales. He's opened a library not for books but for bottles, as Tina Kraus shows us.
So it's going to be 1 part gin, okay, to 3 parts tonic.
When it comes to mastering the perfect pour, Ollie Bullock isn't just mixing drinks. He's blending passion with purpose.
With the largest gin bar and collection in the world, with over 2,000 bottles from 75 countries.
Please head in that way.
His gin library is tucked away on a Portuguese island in the Atlantic, where visitors stop in to swap bottles and sit for a cause.
We came up with this idea that if you bring a gin, I'll swap it for one of the gins I make, known as the Ghosts of the Ocean range.
For each craft gin he produces, up to $20 goes to help save whales in the region. Another $5 is thrown in for guests who stay at the library's eco-friendly hotel. This Massachusetts tourist says the trick is donating a label not already on the shelves.
We've actually tried hard to find a bottle of gin that isn't in here already, and we have failed so far.
Among the collection, a $100 gin from Kenya and a plastic bottled bargain from Ghana that Bullock calls one of the worst. But even the most humble spirits get shelf space, because here every bottle has a story and every sip supports the sea. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Now, keeping with the theme of helping the planet, the Gin Gallery runs on solar power, with bottles made of recycled glass and stoppers produced with a mix of cork and activated carbon. A little bit later, young athletes and volunteers come together for a special day of competition at the Southeast Kansas Special Olympics.
And we have wonderful showers and thunderstorms picking up once again. So a loud night. We'll talk about it coming up. Well, of course, rounds of showers and thunderstorms, severe weather for us during the morning hours, more thunderstorms working in as we go through the night. However, most of the severe weather is going to stay along and south of I-40, so Oklahoma South, south central parts of Oklahoma. It doesn't mean we're not going to get some strong storms in here, and it doesn't mean we can't have a random severe thunderstorm warning, but those chances very unlikely, much more likely to get strong storms, but at least a severe one, not very likely. All right, periods of showers and thunderstorms for us all day. You can really see the yellows, oranges, and reds really increasing, especially in Oklahoma and also parts of Kansas. A lot of lightning is really picking up, Anita, so it's going to be a loud night regardless, but these just don't have quite the instability to produce anything like what we saw during the morning hours. All this is lifting east-northeast at about 40 miles per hour. So this heavier shield in an hour is going to be at about the tips of these arrows. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Rain starting to pick up just south of Pittsburgh. A little thunderstorm just west of Joplin. Moderate heavy rain through southeastern Kansas. Let's go farther south. Not much east of I-49, but all this is spreading in. You can really see the lightning bolts picking up. So these are strong storms. And we are going to get those strong storms in here, especially northeast Oklahoma and south of I-44 as we go through the night. But again, most of the severe weather really stays south of Oklahoma City. Look how electric these storms are as we go through the next couple hours. But we get that heavy rain right back in here. Nice shot, indigo sky, casino and resort. Roads are wet. Roads are going to stay wet. And really this graph over the next 36 hours just kind of breaks down periods of showers and thunderstorms. Let me walk you through time. Here in about an hour, the heavier shield of rain getting in. Periods of thunderstorms very loud until about 3 a.m., especially Joplin south. The rain will start to lighten up after 3 a.m. to about 6 a.m. Then just clouds through the morning. And then we do it again. Here comes showers, thunderstorms. Here's the noon hour. Let's go into the afternoon. This batch, the strongest and the heaviest along and south of I-44, then that batch will start to roll out during the evening. Some periods of thunderstorms during the dry time. I think we should get to about 68 during the afternoon. Let's take you through Wednesday evening, drying out just a bit. But then the upper level low, the main center of the storm system in the upper levels, will rotate through as we get into early Thursday morning. And as this occurs, we'll have additional scattered thunderstorms Thursday morning, and then one back band Thursday afternoon. But we're not done yet. Another weak wave passes through late Thursday night into Friday, giving us another round of rain. So when we look at rain totals until Friday morning, still quite a bit on top of what we've already seen. Half an inch to an inch north of I-44. Along I-44, 1 to 2 more inches, and then 2 to 5 once you get south of I-44. The ground's saturated. We already have flash flooding, and that's just going to make it a little worse. Of course, we always say, don't drive through high waters, especially at night when you can't see it, so just be careful.
And even after the rain stops, of course, if rain is coming from upstream, it means that the waters could continue to rise.
There you go.
So you have to watch out. Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, 7 gorillas and 5 lions receive all conference honors from the MIAA, and 3 Frontenac Raiders sign letters of intent to play their sport at the next level. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
It's an exciting day at Frontenac High School. The Raiders have a very strong senior class of student athletes, and today a few of them are officially headed to the next level. 3 Frontenac High School seniors sign letters of intent this afternoon. Nathan Troth is headed to the University of St. Mary to continue his swimming career. Skylar Hutchison signs with Labette Community College for softball, and Dominic Ricciardi commits to Barton Community College for wrestling.
Cassie will hold you accountable for anything, and she'll make sure you're on your game. She won't let you have a bad attitude. She'll make sure you're up and you'll get the next play. So all the coaches really pushed me really hard to be where I'm at today.
Teammates I've met, when I toured there, I had lunch with some of them, not all of them, the teammates that I would be with, and they all seemed extremely nice to me, which usually they always are nice at first. I hope that they stay nice.
When we got Coach Lappings, that really helped me because I had a good partner in the room, and he's also my coach, so he could teach me things as we're wrestling and going live and stuff like that. And obviously having Coach Aiken, Coach Diesel, and Coach Meisner and all them guys helped me and just pushed me through this injury and just this season.
The 2025 MIAA softball tournament gets started tomorrow. That'll be on the campus of Fort Hays State. That means today the all-conference teams get released. A ton of our local players from Missouri Southern and Pitt State receive all MIAA honors. We'll start with the first team, which includes Kiki Pickens, Katie Gray, and Bailey Dillon from Southern. Now, in addition to being on the first team all-conference, Pickens is named MIAA Pitcher of the Year, and Dillon is Freshman of the Year. From Pittsburgh State, Heather Arnett and Courtney Story both get featured on the first team, and fellow Gorillas Ava Laurent and Caden Trokiam receive second team honors. Gray gets a gold glove at first base, and the same is true for Trokiam at third. Then Missouri Southern catcher Kate Thurman and outfielder Kylie Jacks, both of them receive honorable mention all-conference honors, and so do Aiden Brown and Elena Rushing, along with Amaya Snyder from Pittsburgh State. Here's a look at the bracket for the 2025 MIAA softball tournament. As you can see, the Lions are the number 4 seed. The Gorillas are the 2 seed. Both of them have tomorrow off. Southern is then set to face number 5 seed UCM. That'll be Thursday at 1:30 in the afternoon. And PSU takes on the winner between Missouri Western and Nebraska Kearney later that night. Now, a month and a half ago, the Mid-America Baseball League announced Fort Scott would be home to its 7th and newest franchise, with its first season being in the summer of 2026. Now, as part of that announcement, the league explained the team doesn't have a name yet and welcomed suggestions from the public. Well, this morning, they announced the 6 finalists for the team names. Here they are: Cavalry, Dragoons, Marmots, Sentinels, Saber Rattlers, and Hay Balers. According to a release, these 6 names stood out for their originality and connection to Fort Scott. The final round of voting is underway right now at Fort Scott Baseball PittsburghHayBalers.com. For what it's worth, I think I like hay balers the best. I have learned that Dragoons is a favorite in our newsroom here.
Well, it's one of them that the newsroom submitted because Dragoons were stationed there, but as were Sentinels and the Cavalry and the Saber Rattlers, they all kind of make sense with the fort. I don't know the story behind Marmots, but...
Yeah, Marmots and River.
Oh, of course, makes sense. We'll be right back.
I wish you didn't drag me here.
A four-state hero.
The Southeast Special Olympics Kansas Youth Track and Field event hit the Plaster Center at PSU today. More than 240 young athletes under the age of 21 from more than 20 area schools attended the event with the help of more than 140 volunteers for a day of competition and camaraderie.
Track and field is the event that they look forward to all year long. They each get to choose 3 events. They each get to show off all of their skills that they've been working on. But it's even better to meet all of these different people from all of these different schools and to have that sense of community inclusion and not just inclusion within the schools.
The law enforcement torch run opened those games. It's nice to have the track and field events indoors when the outdoor actual tracks and fields are more like rivers and swamps at the moment.
Yeah, and we're going to stay in that river and swamp area for the next several days. Heavy amounts of rain for us tonight, periods of showers and thunderstorms for us tomorrow, even hit and miss storms Thursday and Friday. But tonight shouldn't be anything like what we had this morning, but it's going to be noisy. So just keep that in mind.
Put your earplugs in, I suppose. Final sports note.
In Major League Baseball, the Royals beat the Rays 3-1. The Cardinals had their game get rained out, so they'll play a doubleheader tomorrow in Cincinnati.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.